You were there, you were alive, experiencing the world for the very first time. Every sound was new. Every face was a discovery. Every moment was shaping the person you would one day become. And yet, you remember absolutely none of it. Not your first word, not your first step, not your first birthday, not even a single moment from the first 3 or 4 years of your life. It's all just gone. Scientists have a name for this. They call it infantile amnesia, and it isn't just you. Every single human being on Earth has it. No matter how intelligent you are, no matter how sharp your memory is today, your earliest years remain locked away. Most people can only remember events from around the age of 3, sometimes a little earlier, but almost nobody has genuine memories from before 18 months. Even the memories we think are real are often fragments, quietly rebuilt from old photographs, family stories, and imagination. So why would the brain erase the very beginning of your life? Why would evolution allow you to forget the years that shaped you the most? The answer is far stranger than you think. To understand why you can't remember your earliest years, you first have to understand how memory actually works. Most people imagine memories as files, carefully stored inside the brain, as if every experience is recorded and saved forever. But that's not how memory works. Every memory you have is built by a small structure deep inside your brain called the hippocampus. Think of it as your brain's memory architect. It takes everything you see, hear, feel, and experience, then slowly turns those moments into long-term memories. Without it, you could live your entire life and remember almost nothing. But here's the incredible part. When you were born, your hippocampus wasn't finished. It was still under construction, still growing, still learning how to do its job. For the first few years of your life, the very system responsible for creating lasting memories simply wasn't ready yet. But that's only half of the story, because children don't just have developing brains, they have incredibly active ones. During the first few years of life, your brain creates more than 1 million new neural connections. Every single second is one of the fastest periods of growth in your entire life. Your brain isn't focused on preserving memories, it's focused on building itself. Learning language, recognizing faces, understanding emotions, making sense of an entirely new world. Imagine trying to build a massive library, while the shelves, the walls, and even the floor are constantly moving. You could place books inside, but nothing would stay where it belongs. That's exactly what's happening inside a baby's brain. The system is changing so rapidly that stable, long-term memories simply can't survive. But biology isn't the whole answer. There's another reason you can't remember being a baby, and it goes even deeper. To create a memory you can recall later, you need more than a working brain. You need a sense of self. You need to know, this happened to me. Babies don't have that yet. Before the age of 2 or 3, experiences aren't organized into a personal story. They're simply moments, feelings, sensations. They happen. But there's no narrator to connect them together. Psychologists discovered that children only begin forming autobiographical memories after they develop a stable sense of identity. Before that, there is no clear me to attach the memory to. The camera was recording the entire time, but the storyteller hadn't arrived yet. Language changes everything. Most people think language is just a way to communicate, but it's much more than that. Language is how your brain organizes experience into memory. When something happens, you don't just remember the event. You tell yourself a story about it. That story becomes a memory. That's why memories feel like little movies, with a beginning, a middle, and an end. But babies can't do that. Before they learn language, they experience the world as pure sensation, warmth, cold, comfort, fear, joy. Everything is vivid, everything is real, but none of it can be turned into a story. Researchers found that as soon as children begin describing their experiences with words, their ability to create lasting memories improves dramatically. Without language, your earliest experiences weren't lost. They were simply written in a language your adult mind can no longer read. Here's something that might make you question your own childhood. Some of your earliest memories may not be real at all. Not because you're lying, and not because your brain is broken, but because memory doesn't work like a video recording. Every time you remember something, your brain rebuilds it. It takes small fragments, fills in the missing pieces, and creates a story that feels complete. Sometimes it's accurate. Sometimes it quietly changes. Psychologist Elizabeth Loftus spent decades studying false memories. Her research revealed something extraordinary. With enough photographs, enough stories, or enough repetition, people can become completely convinced that events happened, even when they never did. That's why many of your earliest childhood memories may actually be a mixture of real experiences, family stories, old photographs, and your own imagination. The memory feels real, but that doesn't always mean it truly happened. But here's the beautiful part. Even though you can't remember those first years, they never left you. Every hug you received, every moment you felt safe, every time someone comforted you when you cried, your brain was learning whether the world was safe, whether people could be trusted, whether love was something you could expect or something you had to fight for. You don't remember those moments, but your nervous system does. The first years of your life became the foundation for the person you are today. Your fears, your confidence, the way you build relationships, the way you respond to stress, so much of it was shaped long before you created your very first memory. Your childhood wasn't erased. It became you. So, why can't you remember being a baby? Not because those years didn't matter, and not because your brain failed you. You forgot because your brain was busy doing something far more important. It was building itself, building the connections that would let you think, speak, love, learn, and remember everything that came after. Your earliest years were never meant to be watched like a movie. They were meant to become the foundation of the person you would one day become. The memories disappeared, but the lessons remained. The emotions remained. The patterns remained. In many ways, the person you are today is a memory of a childhood you can never remember. And maybe that's the strangest part of all. The most important years of your life are the ones you'll never be able to see again. Why we are? Because the answers are always stranger than you think.